Just when you thought the theme park industry was on its last leg, Epic Universe comes and saves us all. And what are they bringing? They're bringing a life-size animatronic of a dragon that will be walking around the parks, and it looks amazing. Let's talk about the How to Train Your Dragon Land here on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, a man who almost forgot the name of his own channel. And here with me is Mr. VashSky. Vash, thanks for keeping this whole thing on the rails for me.
Absolutely no problem, sir. But speaking of on rails, or maybe they're not on rails. Oh, Jonas, when you called me up and you said, hey, you gotta check this out on Twitter. And I was like, okay, what are we seeing? My heart just, it was amazing. He's so cute.
Right, we're not even talking about the Kronos, which looks really cool. Somebody told me it was a drop tower with a spinny lighty ball. I'm like, no. That thing looks awesome. That sounds like a little bit of pixie dusting gone wrong there. Let's talk about this one. This tweet out of Park Hoppin'. By the way, good friends over there at Park Hoppin'. This one right here. Look at this beautiful dragon. Meet Darth the Dragon coming to Epic Universe in 100 days. Let us open this up.
This is insane. Here is the very first look at Dart, an animatronic dragon coming to Epic Universe. Dart is one of the kids of Toothless who you'll be able to meet and interact with. Universal says that the How to Train Your Dragon world will also feature 2 thrilling rides, a live stage show, and flying dragons. The park officially opens in 100 days.
Well, let's take a look at this motion here. And I'm just going to say, seeing it, first of all, it looks lifelike, and we're going to examine it a little bit more closely here in just a moment. But looking at that, it looks lifelike. It looks like it's something that little kids will enjoy interacting with, and if it's well controlled, what a nice little friendly animatronic that someone would want to look up to and pet, and probably bonk that thing on the nose with their own nose, reenacting their own version. That stuff from How to Train Your Dragon. It looks so neat.
You talk about little kids, but I'd be crazy about this. Look at this thing. This looks absolutely incredible. We have a good idea of how it works, but it still looks amazing. And that's kind of the amazing things about these parks and these experiences is that even when you know the trick, if the trick is done very, very well, it suspends your disbelief. And you look at it long enough, you start to kind of believe it's real. It's quite fascinating here.
Yeah, and this is the first version of it. This is not presentational either. This is probably bioreconstruct hanging out above them in a helicopter. And the more often this happens, the more I wonder if somebody from Universal has talked to bioreconstruct and been like, okay, go there on this day. We're going to show you something amazing that we're not putting a video out for. By the way, Epic Universe, you should just continue to release those long form videos about what's going on in your parks. I love them. The audience loves them. Send us more. Vash, are you ready to explain to the audience? And this may not be safe for magic here. I cannot believe I'm about to put this warning on That Park Place. This is so cool. Do not continue on if you don't want to understand what they're doing here. But that being said, it's still amazing. It's still impressive. All right, you have been warned. Go ahead, Vash.
Yes. So it would appear that this is just a guy in a suit. No, I'm joking. Actually, it's not. You can see right here. This
used to be. To be fair, to slow it down, it used to be a guy in a suit.
Yes, it did, and it was kind of like a puppet thing, a little bit too. I thought that was okay. We've seen the kind of people in suits before. Let's say for like dinosaurs at Jurassic World over there, Universal Studios Hollywood. We've seen that kind of implementation before, but you know, it does get to a point where you can kind of tell, right? This one, the magic is definitely on the inside. You can see right here from Wallen Ballin, for anyone still unsure over whether there's a person in the baby dragon, here you can clearly see a human controlling it with what looks to be a gaming controller of some sort. They're practicing interactions with the attendant. It's an animatronic. It's Epic Universe. Some people were actually saying that this figure here might be a Boston Dynamics robot, which I wouldn't be surprised by. So the use of other people's technology in order to achieve these type of effects, we've seen that a lot from the theme park industry. Both companies do it. Universal, Disney, they absolutely do that. But here's the thing. You don't have to have an R&D department that spends hundreds of millions of dollars to create, new things for you. If something works, if something's been field tested, if something has been developed by another company, there's no problem using it and maybe putting on a Dart exterior and putting that into a theme park. And you can actually see right there, there's a little bit more motion that we've seen from those Boston Dynamic robots as well. So is it that? Not quite sure, but it is absolutely incredible. This is very, very cool. And here's the thing, Jonas, we were talking about this before the show. Here you have a completely mobile, autonomous walking figure in the form of this Dart right here. There is no cable. There is no rail. There is no, they're not mounted in any way. You can see him prancing and doing everything like that. And this is going to be available to guests in Epic Universe on May 22nd, obviously. We have drones flying over in the form of dragons over Isle of Berk. And yet, Disney can't get humanoid animatronics to work that are stationary, connected to the floor, and something that's been done since the 1960s.
Right.
How does that work?
And just to be clear, so everybody knows what we're talking about here. We're talking about Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which has, I don't know, 6 Tianas. It's less than 6, but whatever. And all of her legs are stationary. She's waving her arms in ways that are kind of unnatural, just so they can verify to you that she is an animatronic and that her arms are moving. And they can't get those things to work correctly. I get it that they're cutting edge, but they should still be in testing. In fact, the ride is still in testing. But I don't want to talk about what Disney is doing wrong. That stuff is self-evident right now. And by the way, Vash, I don't know if you remember, we've played this video on the channel before. This is out there at Universal Studios Hollywood, and they did do a toothless meet and greet here. This is from a channel called Patrick Dougal, but this is, I'm going to say this is not a Boston Dynamics robot dog. That right there is the old way that they used to do this. And oh, bless your heart, if you're one of the people who, again, trying to go back to being safe for magic, if you're the person who made this happen, oh, bless you. That looks, that's dedication right there. And that is definitely not a robot dog. Going back to this one, by the way, even if you get one of these robot dogs and it's off the shelf, there's still a lot of adaptation that has to be done, not just adding in all of this stuff. There's obviously an animatronic head. There's motions that have to be programmed into this thing. I just think it's like the neatest thing, that this is one of many amazing things that we're expecting out of Epic Universe right now. And for those of you, see, this is the opposite side of what we get when we talk about Disney. People say that we just hate Disney. No, we don't hate Disney. We, in fact, love Disney. This right here is not anything that we're seeing out of Disney on a regular basis. If we were seeing this from Disney, we would expect that we would see it one time at a media event and then never see it again. This looks to be something that they're going to be seeing a lot of. And I hope this is something that we see for many years to come at the park. I hope, fingers crossed. I really want this to go well.
I want this to go really well as well. We've heard that Epic Universe might be, I think Mark Woodbury, the head of Universal Creative, has said that this is going to be the most technologically advanced theme park in the world when it actually makes its debut on May 22nd. That sounds tantalizing, and we've seen some of the technologies that they're going to be implementing there, like facial recognition and all that. But this kind of stuff right here, this kind of stuff is absolutely incredible. I mean, flying dragons, it's just unheard of, right? And again, we heard this was going to be part of stuff like, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge back in 2017, 2018, before that land debuted in 2019. Flying X-Wings, TIE Fighters, all that, and Streetmosphere. Unfortunately, those things never came to pass. And even when, Jonas, they do implement technological things that people do get excited for, like Spider-Man, for example, right? Hopping over Avengers Campus. Well, they either reduce how many times that is performed, or they just reduce the shows themselves. I remember on the last occasion that I saw that show, Jonas, they had cut out a lot of the stunt performing that was actually done in that show. So people were like, wow, that's it. And there was this huge crowd around me that wanted to be entertained, and yet you couldn't actually find that there at Adventures Campus that day. That was really sad. Here, on day one, we have as many as 6 violinists getting ready to perform in as part of the Streetmosphere over there in Darkmoor at Dark Universe, over there at Epic Universe. We have this amazing creature that you're seeing on screen. Like I said before, we've got flying dragons. We've got shows that'll be taking place on the daily over there in the Wizarding World. We know that Super Nintendo World, the whole land basically moves. This is some really ambitious stuff.
Yeah.
And this is a real commitment to quality that we're just not seeing from Disney at this point.
And I'm just going to point out Diagon Alley I don't even think it's 20 minutes. I think it's less than that. If you're ever in Diagon Alley, if you're in that main stretch, someone is always got their phone up waiting to see that dragon blow fire. And it sounds like it's going to be even more impressive at Darkmoor with the burning windmill. And we've heard rumors of the staging and what happens every 20 minutes in that land. I got to say, it looks like it's going to be something awesome here, something epic. Forgive me for using the marketing line here. With that being said, we want to throw this to our commenters. What do you think about this thing? Is it a convincing performance here for you? We wanted to ask you, of course, if you haven't done it yet, like this video if you like this video, and drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And if you haven't done it yet, consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.